Okay, where shall we start?
Um, yeah, let's just see what were you doing with the three body problem?
This well, I had wanted to make a fun project, and it looked like it was going to work well.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was getting the syntax. I had a couple of bugs. Um, One was the red lines coming up in the
Yeah,
TypeScript validation, the type checker or whatever it is.
yeah,
And the other one was the chat was um, was that issue I sent you where
yeah,
the
yeah,
chat was editing the wrong file. Maybe I
yeah.
can make a new project if that one is stale. So I did HTML JavaScript because I
Mm-hmm.
thought it would be the simplest one.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so something is working. So yeah, the first issue, actually, this one doesn't have the type issues, um,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just JavaScript. Where those issues come from TypeScript. But what the issue I did have is here, and then I'm gonna do both this and script.js, and I think I just what was I doing? Make a three body problem simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Super simple. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, okay. So, yeah, the main issue was let's see if it still does this, but it was adding it in the wrong file.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try and do exactly what I did before. I went to script.js and then I clicked on
Script.js.
and then I clicked on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so it still does that. Then I can't get out of this. So the only thing I can do
Yeah.
is accept it. I can
Okay.
accept it. I can delete it.
Okay.
Let's. What if I go to index.html and I click on now we're on style.css. Okay, I didn't really, and I click on this one. Let's see if that goes into the right place or not. Hmm.
Script.js.
It's probably trying to put it in here, right? Because
Yeah.
otherwise, why
Yeah.
would it be taking so long?
Yeah. It's
But it's
taking
taking.
so long.
Okay, so there's a few bugs in this that we need to work out, but I'm fine putting that off. Oh,
Oh,
it
yeah.
did something.
Something.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
okay, okay. So there's some trickiness in here we can work
Mm-hmm.
out.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was here. Okay, we're back here again.
Okay.
No, this is. Oh yeah, the other thing was let me create a proper React. I think it was React project, but I've already sent a video of this. But I would go to source app.tsx.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that seems fine now.
Oh yeah, the errors. Yeah, yeah. When I was doing it locally, there were TypeScript errors for me as well.
Oh really?
Yeah,
But
locally
I,
as
just
well.
now, but just now I did it and I didn't get any. Were you using React or Next?
React. Let me try it again though. Yeah.
Okay. Victor, were you able to reproduce this? Victor?
Okay. I just opened the Next.js project and
Uh-huh. Well,
yeah.
I'm not getting
In
it.
Next I have it locally.
Which file should I go to?
Just pages and then index.tsx. I opened the first one. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It
Oh
seems
no.
fine. Yeah, it seems fine for you. Let me create a new project though.
Okay. Well, let's just keep moving for now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Noted we have um, the
Okay.
main issue we have, yeah.
Yeah, I have it in the new project as well. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure about that one because it's not happening on production
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
But let me create a new issue for the multi-file editing edits the
And
wrong
it's
files.
and
Um,
also in that also add that you cannot actually cancel the edit where it should have canceled the edit.
yeah, um, that might be a different bug, but
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
add it in here for now.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the same bug or a different bug?
Yeah, it could be a different bug, but then while fixing this, it could be something small that we
Okay,
missed. So
it will edit the open file instead of the correct file. Okay.
yeah, 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 I can do it. Yeah,
Okay. Nice. Mm, oh yeah. Do you want to go over the?
yeah,
I'll
yeah, yeah.
just say the pull requests I closed were um, Omar had refactored the GitHub integration.
Mm-hmm.
Um, basically, there's things that are overcomplicated.
Mm-hmm.
So the middleware, and he did this really well. He simplified the code so the authentication all happens in the middleware
Mm-hmm.
as it should happening. So
Mm-hmm.
great PR, um, and just multiple places where the code could be simplified and cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
Then okay, Burhan had added Claude 4, so now we're using Claude 4,
Mm-hmm.
Opus, and Victor had two. That one I merged both. One does the smoother UI for loading, and it does feel better. Um, it does feel more responsive, and some other UI tweaks, also fixing the undo behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Victor added tests, which I showed, and the tests are all working really well. We still don't have GitHub integration tests, but once all of that is, that's like perfect to set us up for
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah,
refactor.
yeah.
So all those merged in the past week, and now we go to your open
Yeah,
one.
so the main thing this PR does is updates next to the latest version 15, and also updates a lot of dependencies which were causing dependency conflicts while
Uh,
running npm install. But there is still one dependency which is causing the conflicts, which is, I mean, it's just a warnings, but I still think that we should look into it, which is basically that Atlas drag and drop from Atlassian, which we use to drag and drop files in the file manager. I don't know if you remember it or not, but that
mm,
conflicts with the React version. So now we are using React version 18. So no, we were actually using React version 18 before, but we are still. So I solved every other conflicts, but that one is still there. And then also I replaced React syntax highlighter with highlight GS, because React syntax highlighter um, had some issues where it was had some vulnerabilities, so that I just replaced it with highlight GS. And then updated live blocks, even though we don't use it, but just updated if we ever needed to use it. And also fix some issues with SSR compatibility. And then also the main fix was upgrading clerk, so that it just it so clerk imports are now specifically server side, so we cannot use it on the client side. But then I changed, so we were using two functions on the client side, which were to get which were basically to get user data. So I moved those to server side, and now we're good. Um,
Okay.
so we had get auth token and then fetch with auth. So those two we cannot use it now on the server side because clerk has moved them to the server side. So now I created a new file which is serverutils.ts, and those two functions are called from there now. And then updated all the imports from clerk, and then fixed some other bugs that we were having. So that's all that I did. And then also, okay, yeah, so this is the whole PR. And then I was also looking at how we are managing, how we can actually refactor the front end. And the first thing
Mhm.
that I think that we should do is, we are actually, while we're in the API routes that we have, we are actually, um, yeah, so we are actually calling the API in each API route, so that if you go to code ID and then ph.tsx, you'll see that we're calling get user data. We're basically
Mhm.
defining a function get user data and then calling API slash user ID. And then for the
Mhm.
sandbox as well, get sandbox data, we're calling that. And we're doing this in every API route on the front end, I mean next API route. So I think that could be, and yeah, basically doing that everywhere. So I think that could be one thing that we should refactor a bit. And then there are a lot of things
So
in the,
are we using use query?
no, 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 not use
Should
query.
we? Should we use that?
Yeah, probably it would make it a lot smoother in my opinion.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and Victor is suggesting dndkit.com. Yeah, I also had a um I also had a suggestion. I asked basically ChatGPT to research about the replacement for the library that we are using, and it suggested me this. So, but since it was a backend thing, so that because of that I didn't mess with the whole thing, and I was like, let's
Wait,
just.
what's wrong with what's the problem?
So it's like it's incompatible with the React version. I mean, it's not. It does work, but it gives us warnings when we run npm install. So
Oh, okay.
so it could basically break anytime in the future if we
Okay.
keep it.
I got it.
That
That makes
yeah.
sense.
So
Let's yeah, I see the comment, Victor. Let's fix it when it breaks
yeah.
because drag and drop is really it's actually broken anyways. So
Yeah.
so I just tested it. I just tested while you guys were talking, and it actually doesn't work anyways. There's some other bugs with it, so there's literally no point in in worrying about it right now. It's not a core. It's not a core feature, but it is
Yeah.
something that let me fix it first, so it actually works
Yeah.
before we
That's
worry
true.
about it
Yeah.
breaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But we'll keep it in the
seems like
list. The
seems
yeah,
it
the
just it's
replacement.
not very it's not very urgent. Yeah, maybe it'll break next month, but maybe it'll work for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It could be. Yeah.
so, I wouldn't stress about something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's the first thing. And then in the components, I realized that we added code just as we liked. So there's no organization there.
Yeah.
So I I'll I'll also get on to doing a lot of refactoring there as well.
Okay.
um, First starting with the editor and then going down with every component we have, basically just reusing the components where I can, and then just refactoring and reducing the amount of code that we have.
Cool. And feel free to like honestly feel free to delete the live block stuff.
Hmm.
It's not that I don't want that feature, but it's also that when I was looking into the live blocks pricing,
Mm-hmm.
there were like other options that were better, that where the pricing was way more reasonable.
Oh, okay.
So we might end up using live blocks, but I'm just saying like it's not even certain that we would use it, um, because the pricing was like really prohibitive for like more than 50 or 100 users.
Okay. Then I would say then let's just delete the live
Yeah.
logs code altogether, because it's just like having an
Yeah.
extra storage into our node modules, and
And
then this is yeah.
we didn't even read it, and we didn't even, sorry, we didn't even write it, and we don't even know what it all does.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, we tried to figure
it
out.
would be
We tried to
better to
figure
write
out a
it from
lot.
scratch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Okay. Great. Well, I look forward to hearing more about the front end refactor next week.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
And
I'm
uh,
I think that if you focus on like I'm fine with focusing on refactoring first before fixing bugs. If you
yeah,
want, like the
yeah.
the AI assistant stuff, maybe that will be much easier to
Mhm.
fix
Yeah, yeah.
after.
Yeah, I'll focus on the refactoring first. But first, just check out the clerk authentication PR by yourself and test
Yeah.
everything if it works on your end, and then feel free to merge it.
Yeah.
I tested it
Okay.
and it seems to be working for me.
Cool. All right. Um, so the final thing just to talk about is this backend refactoring.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is what we've been discussing so far in the group chat,
Mm-hmm.
and this is just a list of files, which most of this is not a lot to refactor. Um, one note is that we will. Um, Wait, how do I edit this? Oh, can I edit this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, um, instead of using um, an array of containers, we'll be using E2B's. I think it's called connect to be. Yeah, connect API. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a big change. That's for me to do. And then another thing is I actually think it would be very nice to. I actually think it would be very nice to put the routes, to put the backend in the Next.js app.
Hmm.
Um, the reason why I think it would be nice is that, like, we could leave it as is, but I think it would be nice because it would help people to get started quicker. Like when we first started, it people had to set up like 5 different things. Um, but if the backend routes could also run in Next.js, then yeah, you could literally just download and run it right away as long as you have a Postgres database.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not like a must-have right now. I'm just saying, oh, that would be pretty cool actually. That you can just download, then run npm install, npm run dev, and then the whole thing works. That
Yeah.
would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it could be an ongoing refactoring after we did
Yeah,
do actually do this,
yeah,
and it would be pretty easy to
yeah.
actually move from this to that once we have this refactored.
I think so. Yeah. So that's all. We just have to split up who's going to do what for this. I think we need. So we won't change any API endpoints while we're refactoring,
Yeah,
because that just makes it more complicated. We'll keep the tests the same, um, and yeah, that's it. So I think Omar is cleaning up some stuff. he is cleaning up a few things, and Victor is writing some tests. But we'll have to after that we'll have to figure out who's going to do most of the refactoring. It will be difficult to split up this work, but I don't mind. I can do it, or anyone can do it. We just have to coordinate carefully who's going to actually do that.
Yeah, Victor says he would love to work on the backend refactor.
Okay, let's talk about it when we get to that point,
Yeah,
because yeah, it needs to be like basically the whole thing needs to be done as fast as possible.
yeah, yeah,
And sometimes having more people work on it can make it slower.
yeah, yeah. And on the front end, I'll also in by tomorrow or lately by the day after tomorrow, I'll post the file format for the front end refactor, and then I'll be start working on that as well. I'll try to complete it as soon as possible as well.
Okay, great. Well, that's all that I have for today.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
Yeah.